Welcome to Dan ARG YouTube. Emmanuel Agbogu say the place where the Edo State Deputy Governor Philip Shaibu build his filling station put, they very risky and it go cause plenty accident if he open the filling station. So make I leave you, make you hear from Emmanuel Agbogu.
Happy Sunday to each and every one of you who is out there on the social media space. I remain no other person than yours noble right activist, Comrade Bogu Emmanuel. This very morning, it's the second day ever since I came back on Facebook while I was being suspended for over 34 days for saying the truth. This very Sunday afternoon, I will be taking pains to explain certain things going on in Benin City, Edo State. Firstly, I always try to let my viewers know that I don't just come out to allege. When I speak, I try to speak on the basis of facts, because I know our Nigerian society, its legal framework, it's been, driven on the basis of facts. So this very afternoon, I'm driving on the ever busy Benin Airport Road, and I will be saying some obvious truths, very obvious. Now I'm on the ever busy Plymouth Airport Road Junction, and Stadium Road Junction, and I'm going to be switching over this video to what's going on out there for everyone to see. Now I'm just approaching the popular slots where you get your mobile devices. This is a popular slot, golf court, close to the golf court junction, where you have Shaibu, pepper rice, and I think other, Q5 Lounge is also on this road. Pear Beauty is also on this road, where you do your tattoos and other things. Well, I'm not here to advertise for them. I'm here to speak on the basis of facts. So you can see this is the popular Mama Ebo pepper rice. So you can see it. Now, why I've been taking pains to show you all of this is basically because of what I'm about to show you. Now, if you look from the expanse I've been coming, you see that there's a transmission line beneath these road, what do you call it? Would I call it walkway, or above the walkway, not beneath, sorry. It's above the walkway, and if you look very closely here, you see that I'm approaching a church. I just want to take pains to show Edo people what is actually going on. Then we talk to ourselves. This is the popular church we all know here. It's no other church than Center of Truth. I really do not know who this minister is, but I think his names are boldly written here. Wole Ine, you can see it there. And I think his programs are very elaborate. He's not a pastor that just talk. His programs are aired on WAP TV and other forms of media. So what you're seeing here, right in front of us, is a church. Because of the nature of the junction here, I wouldn't want to say, because I want to explain certain things to you guys, and I just go and violate traffic rules. You're not allowed to park beyond this point. So you can see it here. This is number 97 Airport Road. That's where we are here. You can see this 97 Airport Road. And what's going on here is that just immediately after this bus stop, where there's a no parking sign, boldly stated here by Edo State government, you can see it. That's a symbol of no parking from that point. So probably people give some 40 meters from there, so that 40 feet, if not mistaken, or to 60 feet, so that you allow the people viewing the, using the traffic lights and the road to actually have an easy flow of traffic on this bus stop. Now, the reason why I'm talking this morning is because you see a young man locking a gate. That's a petrol station that is currently being built by our former announced president, now Deputy Governor Edo State elect, and current Deputy Governor. My concern is when senior citizens of Nigeria violate public law that talks about code of conduct while in public office. It's not the first time I've been coming out to show several. I've also done that in time past. And one of the reasons for this is basically to let the world know what is going on. We're talking about end SARS, end corruption, end Buhari. This is a similar event that ought to end if we are honest to ourselves as Nigerian youths. But however, because I'm not here to elaborate more on that today, I told you the key two reasons why I'm here. One, this petrol station falls short of the requirements of DPRO that states that any petrol station that is to be sited on a major road should be nothing less than 100 by 100 size of land that it should be built upon, and it should be far away from residential public centers. Now, this is a church that housed over 1,000 persons, that housed over 1,000 worshippers on a Sunday and on weekly days for other weekly activities that engage in for their religious life. And this is this petrol station. I'll drive to it now that I've taken time to explain. Now this is at the junction of a traffic light, and probably if this station becomes operational, firstly, I know there's been a whole lot of petitions that have been initiated on this facility. It's not like I'm just the only one that knows this thing. The Edo State government has not given an approval for this petrol station to be sited, but because of highly placed individuals, construction activity is still going on. If you check the size of the land, it's not up to 100 by 100. This is traffic light, and this is a petrol station. Tell me anywhere in the world, in any of the major cities in the world, Chicago, America, in America, New York, even in Ghana here, even where you have a petrol station at the junction of a major traffic light like this in Airport Road. This is the popular golf course that leads to Government House. You can see it here. You can see the filling station is not yet operational. You can see how difficult it is for commuters to even move. Now, when you have a petrol station here, what this means is that people will have cause to drive in and drive out of this place. And you know what that means for a major junction of this nature. That is on one side of our discourse. You can see it right here. This is Airport Road, and you can see what they are citing here. Now, another thing that you guys ought to know about this facility is that those who are actually putting this up are public officials to the tune of deputy governor. And when a deputy governor begins to acquire property while in public office, what does that impose? Is that justice? Is that corruption? I think only God and we Nigerian users are saying we are tired of this oppression, that we have cause, to ask if this is the impunity we are all trying to correct, or if this is to be given blind eyes while it's being done. Do not forget, I started by letting you know that the caliber and personality of this deputy governor I'm speaking about is one, the former NANS president. I believe NANS, just as an association, their leadership are always with those of us who have been protesting. Two, a former legislator, both states, who has served at the state and federal level. 3, a current deputy governor. So if this kind of things are allowed, I started by letting you all know so that people, particularly Obaseki fans, people will not say I'm trying to criticize the government. I'm only talking on what is visible. You can even see people going in and out to let you know that it's work in progress. Now, if you build a petrol station, this is a transformer, this is electric pole, this is high tension. These high tensions you are seeing here are 33 kVAs. That is on daily basis. There's regular light 24 hours of the day. This is a 33 kVA line. There's 24 hours power supply. And not just that, this is an explosive. When you look at the proximity to the Nigerian Air Force barrack, let me show you guys. Let me show you guys, because I really do not understand. I really do not understand why our leaders are doing this to us, but someday I believe Nigeria will come true. Now, this is the Nigerian Air Force, where you have their airplanes stationed to... I just want to let you guys see it. This is the Maritime Group and Nigerian Air Force, Benin City. This is where all their aircraft land and take off. So you can see it's called Vigilance Over the Ocean. So it's not something. This is the popular Glasshouse ITV. So I'm going to turn at the popular Boundary Road Junction now, so you see it. You know, some of us do not understand. Approximately the size cannot allow that fleet station to hold. What that means is that if that fleet station is being commissioned, you would have more of traffic on that junction. First of all, the land there is not up to 100 by 100. It doesn't meet with the DPRO standards. So let's see what influence they will use to open it. This is the impunity, economic impunity, sabotage, putting other people's life at risk by a person who is the number 2 citizen that ought to protect lives and property of our people. You can see where it's sited, and at that junction from here, you will see that it will be very difficult for commuters to apply this junction. When vehicles will be going in and out, will you tell somebody who is driving on a 60 or 40 km per hour speed to break down at that junction, at this traffic junction, when vehicles are coming in and out of the petrol station, and you will not be experiencing very heavy flow of traffic on this airport road? Airport road, as of today, whether you like it or not, is in fact the best road in Edo State, owned by state government. It has all the social standards of what a major highway or a major road should look like in any organized society. It has traffic lights, it has walkway, and it has size that can carry at least nothing less than 6 vehicles moving on both sides. So you can see it. You can see it. Now, if this is allowed to see the light of day, there are 2 things that are involved. That people would spend more money when they get here, because they will have to slow down when there's high influx of vehicles going in and out of the petrol station, to the detriment of the cost of running their petrols, their vehicle with petrol. First, you are seeing the location is not good. You can even see the roof of the church that houses over 1,000 persons. You can see still the roof of the church. So I really do not understand why this is allowed to happen. Why it's allowed to happen. And I can beat my chest to say that the Edo State government, the governor has not given an approval, or the Ministry of Lands and Survey have also not given an approval for this facility to spring. You know, they've also not given an approval for these facilities to spring. And work is going on rapidly. You can see the influx of persons going in and out. Now, tomorrow when there's an explosive in this petrol station and you see people in the church have been affected, all because of the socio-economic needs or wants of a highly placed political influence in the state. If it's me, Mandalay Bogun, that is building this petrol station now, you'd have seen everybody from the Ministry of Justice, you'd have seen stop work. All the signs will be here. But now, nobody there goes there because it's a government property. And all of this, it's a public official's property. That is why you're not seeing anybody there. So this is the issues. These are the issues. Since we had our deputy governor, he has not been able to build a road like this himself on our governor. But these ones that are available, they are all citing one business or one form of business on the other on these roads. So these are the issues. These are the issues. Now let's switch in while we talk. I haven't shown you guys that particular facility. If you also drive all the way on Airport Road from that port, you wouldn't see any petrol station. There's never a petrol station that falls short of DPRO standard requirements. DPRO's requirements are standards for owning a petrol station that exist on this airport road. But now a highly placed political influence is doing it, and by tomorrow the hands of permanent secretary, the hands of DPRO officials, the hands of officials of the Ministry of Land and Survey. In fact, the most painful part of it is that this same government set up the Ministry of Fiscal Planning, where our deputy or our brother Philip Shaibu is deputizing as a deputy governor, or doubling as a deputy governor. So these are the issues. On the whole of the stretch of this road, you wouldn't see any. So he is just smuggling himself here because he has government influence. These are the issues. So my dear people, these things are not right. People should not play politics with it because lives are at stake. If somebody who is saddled with responsibility of protecting lives and property will go out and carry this form of risk and project that will endanger the lives of thousands of Edo people, all because they want to make more money for themselves, I think it is the corruption we are talking about that is in play there. It is the corruption. So my people, I have said these things, and I believe that the government tomorrow should not make Edo people, because they want to, their officials or persons in their government want to force themselves to make money out of the citizens' patronage on the oil and gas sector, will now force us to be passing through traffic at that junction where there is always an easy flow of traffic. These are how a normal society should come out to resist bad things like this. As a civil society advocate, I stand tall to say that if such things are allowed to continue with impunity, we cannot attain that good society that we want for ourselves. As I've just told you now, if that man who was developing that thing was not the deputy governor in the state, because they know it is wrong, they are now using the influence of state authority, forgetting about the fact that they are violating the code of conduct bureau that say while you are a public servant holding public office, you are not allowed to acquire property while in office. But because these persons are highly placed, in fact the number 2 citizen in the state, you will see that the law will be swept under the carpet. That is the impunity. However it sounds in your ear, whether you have sympathy for the government or not, but that is the impunity we are talking about. This said man who ought to be a custodian of the right thing in government, who was once a unionist under the body of NANS, the Nigerian students, that in fact headed that establishment. What have we seen that has been the best he can offer our people? It's just to see how to create more economic fortunes for himself. Is that right? Is that right? So these are the socio-economic issues that I will be talking today. Now, much later today, I will still elaborate on more issues leading to the protest. But at this junction, because I had already, gone all out to sensitize people about the wrongs of our leaders, let me at this junction also take a break and show what happened last night, the aftermath of what happened last night at the popular Junction Junction in Benin City. Yes, and what I'm saying here is going to our Nigerian youths that have been protesting. Some of us who are of the opinion that burning of tires on major road does not really mean that our voice is, will be heard immediately, or does not even amount to any form of sympathy or any form of support or any form of solidarity. Now that these tires have been burned at the center of the road, now look at how filthy our roads, our major junction like Junction, that traverses people from Lagos, to Sapele, that traverses people from Benin to Agbo. Look at how this popular junction that everybody knows is looking. So, for me, I want to plead. We can also make known our demands without setting fire ablaze like this. In Abuja, we saw Nigerian youths who were volunteering themselves to go after the protest to pick trash on our streets. That is the symbol of what we should also be emulating in those states. I agree the protest must continue, but while we are continuing our protest, we should also respect public facilities. Because whether you like it or not, if you count the number of bonfires that were done here, it was totally uncalled for. We could have actually stayed here, with just one bonfire to put light in the environment, and the protests will still go on as planned. So let us not make a mess of the society we are also complaining about. So these are my simple contribution. It was not also at this, it was just not only at this junction. You had it at second, and I'll also be showing it. In as much as I'm a ardent supporter of the NSAS now end Buhari protest, I will not support this kind of impunity, this kind of high-handedness. I will not be a supporter of it, even if I'm an aggrieved youth and a proud Nigerian at that. So, if you look at it, at the popular second junction, that's Junction, at the popular second junction, you will still see it. We can do better than this as Edo Lights. We can actually do better than this. At the popular second junction again, you can still see what transpired there. The moment we are doing this, we are the ones that will use this quota, these roads for the next 30 years. These leaders that we are fighting against, that we want out, these leaders are not going to use these roads. Whether they want to come here, they are going to fly their jets. We are the ones, we and the poor Nigerians are the ones that will continue using this road. So let us not do this again. I'm only pleading, because this protest is leaderless. There's no leader in the protest. So I believe the more we keep talking to ourselves, such things will stop. Let's stop the use of this bonfire. You can see it's not showing that we are sending a message out there. You know, we can actually do banners, do things that would, you know, not deface the beauty of our society. So this is my simple appeal. You can see how everywhere is looking very unkept. You can look at it. Going to Lagos, going to Secondary Circular, you can see how the bonfires are everywhere. You can see. You know, you can see this is all creating. It's we that are still inhaling this thing. Buhari will not pass here to inhale the fumes that will come out. It's still you and I. So why, and our parents and our brothers and sisters, so why make it, you know, why make it happen this way? So I'm only pleading because there's no leader we are going to hold responsible, but we are saying now we did do them, so make we talk to ourselves. You know, let's try to talk to ourselves. And also those of you who are also listening to me, if you have your brothers at home, also tell them, come with the protest, no mean so with the burn tires. The tire no they send any message at all. Yeah, we can block the road, fine, sit down there, you know, say everything we want to say so that people will get to know we are out there. But burning of tires, I'm not a believer in that. So however, my people, as we talk and they go, now we see the talk and they go. So corruption is not only with Buhari, it's with nearly all our governors. In fact, with all our governors. Corruption is with all the deputy governors. Corruption is with majority of the House of Assembly members. Criminal elements, we know them. They are our brothers and our sisters. But if we must tell ourselves the truth, nobody must be an scapegoat. That is just my simple submission. So this morning, having said all of this, I want to call short my broadcast this morning and ask that if you are watching me, I want this information to go viral. So if you are watching me, please end this video with me by placing your hands on the share button so that others who did not have the privilege to be live with me would also get this information. We are currently 165 persons here present, and if 100 persons share this broadcast, I think we must have done ourselves a whole lot of good. Once again, I remain yours noble right activist, Comrade Bogu Emmanuel. Do have a lovely weekend and stay blessed. Join me live 8 p.m. God bless you all.
Now when you don't hear from Emmanuel Agbogun, let us know what you think. For this matter, go to comment section, make you put your own for there. And before you go, I beg, make you help us share this video to friends and family. If you never subscribe to Dan ARG YouTube, I beg, try and make you subscribe so that make you for day current with the things where they happen for Edo State. Thank you for watching Dan ARG YouTube.